Tonight, an exclusive look at how city voters feel about emergency response times when delays can be deadly. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is live outside City Hall. Mark.
Mike and Ann, back in September, the city of St. Louis sent out a mass mailer offering people a $25 gift card to fill out a crime and public safety survey. The city still has not published the results of that citywide survey, but we got our hands on a copy of it. I also talked to a lawyer today at the center of a tragic case of a widow whose husband bled to death while he was waiting on 911. And that lawyer suspects the city doesn't want the public to know what they know. 2 years ago last month,
he tried to call the second it happened.
Ashley Schelsing became a widow.
Ashley tried to call 911.
In a lawsuit filed against Mayor Tashara Jones, her lawyers write 911 failed to answer the calls after an accidental gunshot, and Richard Schlesing bled to death. Her lawyer says City Hall is stonewalling, blocking them from seeing evidence in discovery.
The deadlines have passed.
What were you looking for?
We're looking for information about the 911 system.
Through a separate open records request filed under Missouri's Sunshine Act, Five on Your Side obtained records showing the results of a public safety survey the mayor's office commissioned late last year. The survey found 58% of city residents called 911 in the last year. Only 43% were satisfied with how long it took for someone to show up, and 22% said no one showed up at all.
I think it's embarrassing. I mean, it's how disappointing it must be to know that there's that much failure.
We're making progress.
Mayor Jones says 911 dispatchers are getting faster at answering calls within the first 10 seconds.
But that's just the first interaction. So isn't there a problem beyond just who picks up the phone and how quickly?
The police are not always the right response to a lot of the calls that we receive in our 911 center. Now you have a answering service that says which one do you want, and you self-select, and then we pick up there.
Well, it can't work if I have to listen to a voicemail.
That automated answering service faced a significant test in early February this year when a young basketball player was knocked unconscious and showed signs of a seizure after a hard collision to the head.
I immediately dialed 911 and it went to a voicemail. I said, oh my gosh, what did I do? I hung up thinking I did something wrong, dialed 911 again.
Eventually, parents loaded the injured teen into a personal vehicle and took him to the hospital on their own.
By the time I got back, it was just complete aggravation. People couldn't believe that they called 911 and they went to a voicemail. People were unhappy, very unhappy.
We're told that young man is recovering even now, but the frightening incident in a South City gym just early this month underscoring the ongoing nature of the city's frustration with the slow emergency response times. And separately, the city is scheduled to go on trial in the death of Richard Schlesing on April 7. If that trial date holds, that's the day before the general election. Live downtown, Mark Maxwell, 5 on Your Side.